Hello, everyone. It's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor. Happy Friday. I am live to do a January Painters Clubhouse showcase with you guys. So normally I do these on the last Tuesday of the month, but next Tuesday I'm going to be in the Bahamas with my family. We are going on Heidi Easley's Paint Party Business Live cruise. And so I'm going to be a guest speaker on her cruise. And I'm taking the whole family with me. So we're not going to be here next week. So I decided to do this a little early. So if you're a Painters Clubhouse member, I am going to be going live in the Clubhouse following this. Hopefully, I've got to double check a couple things to drop a link to the February companion pack and share all of that with you all. If I don't do it then, I'll get it to you somehow. Hello, Joanne. Hey, Janet. How are you? If you're not a Painters Clubhouse member, you're in for a treat. We're going to be showing behind the scenes of what we have done this month in the membership. I'm going to be sharing pictures from our members that they've posted in the group. You guys normally don't get to see because they're in the group. And then at the very, very end, I'm going to give you guys a look at what we're going to be painting in February in the Clubhouse. So this is the grand reveal for what's coming up next. Good morning, Gina. Hey, Wanda. I hope you guys have had a good week. Are you guys still, for those of you who are down south, like in the Panhandle and Gulf Shores area, do you still have snow or has it melted off yet? That was the craziest thing. All of y'all down south getting all that snow. Good morning, Sarah. Hey, Linda. Brandy Joe's here. I see Margarita and Tina. Okay, let's go to our first slide. Good morning, Bonnie. Hey, Tamara. Another Tamara. So some highlights from January. You might have noticed hanging up behind me, actually, all of the projects from our Cocoa and Crafts Day to include this cute little banner. I'm trying not to block the hat. The cute little banner with the snowflakes, the Let It Snow door hanger, and then this is called the Snow Boyfriend. Now, the girl one we painted at SA Live in the Smokies back in November. So we did a boy version for our clubhouse to kind of match. Sarah says, in Jacksonville, Florida, we had snow on the roads to work this morning. Oh, wow. Isn't that crazy? Oh, goodness. So this was the 3 projects that we taught during our Cocoa and Crafts Day. And so you see me holding the banner there. There's the door hanger, the Mr. and Mrs. Snowman. And then on the far right, we have a guest artist, Ashley Rogers, who's actually going live, I think, later today in the group tonight. And she's going to be teaching a St. Patrick's Day design, which is called Over the Rainbow. It's a little rainbow with some coins and a shamrock. So we're looking forward to having her. If you're not following her, go check her out at Uniquely Yours Decor. It's hard for me to say. Roads still messy in Hollywood, South Carolina. Hey, Amy. Hey, Bonnie. Crystal said her niece in North Carolina got 10.5 inches. Isn't that crazy? We only got like 5 inches here when it snowed a couple weekends ago. Michael said he would have liked a foot. Okay, so here is what our members have created from those projects. Hannah Matthews shared her Let It Snow door hanger. And then Jacqueline Young painted a sock cap snowman. Now, that's not one that we technically taught in the clubhouse, but I believe that design, was it in the big box of blanks recently? I don't remember. Or maybe she just purchased it in our shop. I don't know, but it goes so well with a lot of this theme. So it was kind of cool to see her paint that one. Charity Joe has her snow boyfriend and girl all painted up. And I love how she has set it in this little display area with the little bottle brush trees and snowflakes and all her winter decor there. Scarlett Ray shared her snow boyfriend and Let It Snow door hanger as well. I really love the colors on this one. The background is nice and light. The lettering is white. And then the word snow just pops right out at you. And we did that by using really nice soft pastels for the insides of the letters with patterns. And then we outlined the letters with a darker color to kind of just make everything just kind of pop. Good morning, Tammy. Hey, Linda. Wanda says we have below temps in Ohio. It is 21 here today. It did get up to like 39 yesterday, so that wasn't terrible, which is funny because at the beginning of winter, we're like, oh, it's 39 degrees. We're so cold. But then once it drops down to like the 20s and the single digits, 39 seems plumb balmy compared to that. Sharon says, I live in Destin. We have snow on the ground still. That is so crazy. Okay, some more projects from our members. Mindy shared hers. I love the colors that she used on the scarf and hat. Tammy Deal shared a cute little leopard print shamrock that she painted. And Christy Smart painted one of our older designs, which is this cute little cocoa cup. And it's got some like cookies or pieces of chocolate sticking out of it. She said, are these supposed to be cookies or are they chocolate? I thought they were chocolate bars. And I said, well, I don't know. I assumed they were cookies. So you can paint those however you like. But I really like how she added that in there. And then the leopard print on the heart is a perfect touch. And then I want y'all to look at what Lauren Martin has done. Down here at the bottom, she's been painting like a whole theme for her front porch that's like, I think it's for her front porch, that's like red and like black and leopard print. And so she did a really beautiful job on this banner. This was for her banner with the hats and the mittens. So this is the same thing that we painted, but I did mine in pastels. She did hers in red and leopard print. And I thought that was just so cute. Amy says, I love Lauren's red with the leopard print set. I know. She also did, I think, a pair of skates or something that kind of matches this, like ice skates. Patty Slater has already started painting for Valentine's Day, and she did the Highland cow that's in our shop, and it says, Be My Valentine. That cow has heart-shaped sunglasses on and Cupid's wings behind him. Janelle Stearns painted one of the older designs in the clubhouse, which is that bubblegum machine that you see. I love how she painted the bubblegum machine red and added the polka dots. The original one, the bubblegum machine, was a pink color. And I can't tell or not whether or not she used the foil on the glass part, but in the original tutorial, I used sort of like a shimmery foil over the glass. And so when you tilted it in the light, it actually looked kind of like it could be glass. Tammy Polk did a beautiful cotton ball, and it says the Floyds. It looks like it's personalized for somebody. And then she did a baby door hanger that says Lakeland Gina, I think. That's so cute. Great job on those bows, too. I hate making bows. And then Angie from Cass Home did the Nutcracker design and added lots of green and black and gold accents. Gina said, adorable. I love the red hat and mittens and the leopard print. Good morning, Pam. And Wanda said, I wish I had a porch with a roof over it to decorate it. I do have a porch with a roof over it, but it's so neglected. I need Lauren to come over and just put her touch on it and just pretty it up. I feel like my porch has just kind of gone by the wayside. It's just been too neglected, I guess is the word. And part of the reason for that is that for the longest time, our dogs could get up on the porch. So anything you put on the porch was going to be destroyed, especially because we have a puppy now, well, he's a year old officially now, but he's still very much in the puppy stage. And back this summer, I did take our in-ground dog fence that they have like one of those collars that keeps them, in the perimeter of the yard. I took the in-ground dog fence and ran it around the chicken coop so the dog can't get in the chicken coop. And then I ran it around the pool area, and then I ran it around the front porch. So now he can no longer get on the front porch or in the pool area. So we can have cookouts, and he's not going to steal a hamburger or a hot dog. And I can now finally decorate my front porch because he can't destroy anything on there. I should go and take a picture and show you guys what he did to my welcome porch leaner. You know how we painted the MDF letters and glued them on the porch leaner? He literally chewed off the M and the E at the bottom. He would have chewed them all off if he could have reached them, but he chewed the M and the E off. So all that's left is like the back part of the MDF, like the whole top layer of MDF is chewed off. So I've got to completely scrape that off, sand it down, paint some new letters, and fix it because it looks so sad. And it's been out there for like 6 months like that, maybe longer actually, probably 9 months like that. I'm ashamed. So I've got to give it a little love. Lauren said, what's the next holiday or season you want to decorate for? I'll make you a shopping list. Probably just general spring, not Easter specific. If I do anything Easter specific, it might be like just the door hanger is Easter specific. And then I want to be able to swap it out and keep the rest just for spring. So Amy says, isn't that how it goes? The carpenter's house never gets the cool stuff they make, and the door hanger artists don't get the cute door hangers on the doors because they sell them all. I don't sell my door hangers, so I definitely always have a door hanger on the door. But the rest of the porch, like right now, there is a what door hanger is on the front door? I think it's a Valentine door hanger on the front door, but then the door mat under the door is red with snowflakes on it. So I really need to go give it an update. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's look at some more member projects. A while back, we did this cute little countdown sign with chalkboards. You can count down the days. And I love that Danetta is counting down the days till spring. I don't know when she posted this picture. So it's probably less than 69 days now. And then it has a spot at the top where you can attach different attachments. So she put a little miniature Hello Spring at the top. I actually saw a meme on Facebook not too long ago that said something about, I don't know who needs to hear this, but there's only like 70 days until it doesn't get dark till 7 p.m., meaning time change and spring and all of that. And I'm like, that makes it sound like it's so much closer. But then when you actually think about, oh, we got to wait till like April or whenever it is, it feels like a long time away. But it will be here. Winter will not last forever, even though it feels like it sometimes. Amy says, I love that spring countdown. Yeah, me too. I definitely need to be counting down the date. Oh, I know what I need to do. When I get off here, I need to call up the pool people and say, can we go ahead and put a date on the calendar for when you're going to come and open my pool for the season? And then that's what I'll count down to. Days until the pool opens, because that signifies spring/summer to me, is when I can finally see the sparkling water on my pool again. I can get in the hot tub again. It's warm enough to sit outside by the pool, even if it's not warm enough to get in the pool. That's what I live for. It's the days I can spend by the pool. Danya Johnson painted the Hello Winter design. This is one that I shared an old tutorial for while I was in California last week. I shared the tutorial for this one. It was kind of like an old tutorial that I restreamed. A lot of you guys were like, are you live? Aren't you on a plane right now? And I did put in the caption, this is not actually live, it's a replay, but it premiered like it was live. It performs better on Facebook when you do that versus when it'll notify you guys that there's a video, instead of if I just post the video, it won't get nearly the amount of views. So I don't mean to deceive you guys by making you think I'm live when I'm not. But it was an old tutorial from last year. And so Danya probably painted this one after watching that tutorial. And I think this design was in some of the mystery boxes that we sold this past winter. Linda painted the disco heart with the word love. This was actually a Painters Clubhouse tutorial that we did back in December. And so we have an Easter disco design coming up for February, which I'm going to show you at the end of this video. Oh, thank you, Michelle. This is what I needed to know. 55 days till spring. Hallelujah. Crystal said March 9th. I believe that's what I heard for the time change. Yeah, and that feels like a birthday gift to me because my birthday is March 6th, which, by the way, we are going to be having a birthday sale going on around that time. So something to look forward to. Also plan on doing my next Whatnot sale during that week. So that'll be fun. Let's see what else. Kathy Blackshear painted this welcome sign with the flowers around it. That's one that a guest artist taught in our group summer before last. So it's an older design that she pulled out and made new again. And so I really feel like that one could totally be customized for so many different color palettes and preferences. It would be a really good paint party design, I feel like, because, there's not a lot of guessing. You just have to kind of pick maybe 2 colors for your flowers and things, and then a color for your background. Nancy Beeson shared the cute little sock cap snowmen, or whatever they're called. I forgot what these snowmen, I have different names for all the snowmen. This is one that Pam Savage in our Painters Clubhouse group taught a couple of months ago, or a couple years ago. And she taught us how to paint like the carrot noses and the cute little eyes and stuff like that. So if you struggle with stuff like that, go check out that tutorial in the Clubhouse. Coming up, let's see. No, wins. Let me make this bigger so I can read these. Linda Helser said, I finished this one last night. I still have a few more Christmas themed projects to share. And she did the poinsettias on the welcome sign. We have several welcome signs like this with different themes on them. And we have been coming out with like 5 new ones each season. So the winter or Christmas ones kind of had like poinsettias, and I think one had like Christmas presents or something on it. We have a spring one with flowers and stuff like that. These are really great to have for paint parties, because especially if you own a laser machine and you're cutting out your own 3D words and stuff, because the 3D word welcome is the same size and shape on every single one. So it doesn't matter what season you're painting for. If you have that word welcome in that size, they can paint any of the themes and still have the same 3D word. So that kind of simplifies things for people who are planning paint parties. Becky Reeder also painted some attachments last night to stay out of her head. I love that she leaned toward that as a way to kind of like get out of her head and the stress and anxiety that she was feeling. And so that's a very positive outlet. She said, I love how my Santa turned out. I think they all turned out so good. Stacy Glenn said, Magnolias did not disappoint. Thank you, Tamara, for introducing me to resin with the Christmas ornaments. She said, I've also been introduced to Cindy Manley from the Art Shattered through the workshop with her. This is what I meant when I said the Painters Clubhouse is more than just a door hanger. So she did this. You can't see it all in the photo, but she did this beautiful tray that kind of has, I think it's got handles on the side. And so in the base of the tray, she painted these magnolias. Now there is a template for these magnolias in the clubhouse in the year-round section. It's actually a door hanger with the word welcome. And at the top is this swag of magnolias. So she traced just the magnolias in the bottom of this tray, painted them, and then poured resin in the bottom of the tray. So now it's a reusable tray that she can use for lots of things. And she doesn't have to worry about that paint getting scratched off at the bottom because the resin's going to make that last a long time. Good morning, Rita. Okay, some more wins. Becky Reeder said this was part of my mystery box. It's the first lettering that I have painted. I am so proud of you, Becky. So this is another great one for paint parties because it says hello spring, and the 3D words for hello and spring are the same shape and size for all the spring designs, and there's 5 different versions. So there's one with flowers, one with raindrops and rain boots. That's the one Becky did. There's like another one with gardening stuff, another one that's got like a baseball theme to it. So that's really fun. We also have these for fall and summer and winter, I think now. I think we've been through all the seasons with this type of design. Stacy Glenn said, Christmas break goals set and accomplished. I set a goal to do 5 projects over the break, 2 watercolor, 2 attachment pieces, 1 diamond art, 1 resin tray, and another tray that I'm about to work on now. And so this was before she completed her Magnolia project. I love that she set herself a goal over Christmas break. So if you have like a long weekend off or something like that coming up, set yourself a goal to get a couple of projects accomplished during that time. And so it will be something positive that you can do instead of sitting around and scrolling TikTok or binge watching Netflix. I've been guilty of doing that for sure. But sometimes you can binge watch Netflix and paint at the same time. That's my favorite thing to do. Stephanie Landry said 9 more to go. She's painting all of these cute little Valentine cupcakes, and they're miniature. They're about like 4 inches in size. Judy Shields painted a couple of sleds. She said they were a little too small to play in the snow with today, but fun to paint anyway. So those are the sleds that we painted at SA Live in Destin last year. They had like a Santa's face on them. So she had a couple of those. She probably bought them in my Whatnot sale recently. And so I had several of those that I had in bundles for sale. So great job. Some other things that we do in the clubhouse each month is we have a rock star of the month. Our rock star for December was Angie Floyd from Cass Home. And so you become a rock star by posting in the clubhouse frequently, by commenting on other people's posts. And so we can look at the stats in the group and see who's been interacting the most. And we pick from that. So congrats to Angie. We also do Zoom paint parties each month. You can see some screenshots from those over there. It's really fun for our ladies to get together, and while they're working on a project, they'll hang out together and just chat and share what's been working in their businesses, or, you know, how their latest craft fair went, or share about the grandkids and what's been happening, or talk about all the crazy snow they've been having. And so it's a great way to kind of get to know some other ladies in the clubhouse. And if you're new to the clubhouse, I want to encourage you to hop on one of these Zoom paint parties. Even if you don't feel comfortable turning your camera on yet, just get in there and listen and just kind of absorb the energy from those groups. And then when you get ready to think about joining us on, like, let's say the Painters Clubhouse cruise or something like that, if you're nervous to come on something like Okay, it happened again. The last 2 times I've been live, this has happened, and I think it's a StreamYard issue. It kicks me off, and then I have to come right back in. Whoop, that was my next slide, actually. So I'll say that in a minute. Reboot, Tamara. What were we talking about? We do Happy Mail giveaways. We have a technique spotlight of the month. So we actually have a spotlight coming up in February I'm going to share with you in a moment. And then on Fridays, we do something called powwows, which I'm going to go live in the group and do next after this is over. The powwows are very much like these January, like the Painters Clubhouse showcase videos. I'm showing what you guys have been doing in the group, but instead of doing it once a month, we try to do it once a week. Now, granted, we didn't have one last Friday because I was in California, and we won't have one next Friday because I'll be on a cruise. So we're packing like 2 weeks worth of stuff into today's powwow that we'll do in a moment. But anyway, Zoom paint parties. I was talking about those, and I said, if you are new to the group, I want to encourage you to take part in one of those because it helps you get to know the other group members. So if you're nervous to book the Painters Clubhouse live crafting cruise, or grab your ticket to SA Live and come join us in Destin, Florida next fall, joining in on these Zoom calls every month is going to help you feel like more of a part of the community and help you get to know other members of the group, so that when you meet in person for the first time, you're like, I recognize you, or I know your voice. And, it doesn't feel so much like you're hanging out with strangers. Okay. Marina said, can you do the Zoom paint party from Facebook, or does it have to be from a computer? Facebook doesn't have anything to do with it. To get to the Zoom parties, though, you have to have something with a camera and a microphone. So for me, I might use my iPhone, and I would have to download the Zoom app and create an account. So if you don't have a Zoom account, go ahead and do that. Create an account, log in on the app, or you can use an iPad. You could also use your computer, anything that has like a webcam and a microphone built into it, and a speaker, of course. But to get to these Zoom paint parties, you're going to log into the Painters Clubhouse Facebook group, and then there's an events tab. If you click on that, the latest Zoom paint party should show up there. You click on that and you go inside. There will be a Zoom link inside that event, and that will allow you to then, once you click it, it'll take you into your Zoom app, or it should. If it doesn't, you can click open in external browser, depending on if you're on a phone or whatever. It's a little tricky, like to get it to open in the Zoom app sometimes. And so you can copy and paste that link and like open it on your computer, whatever you need to do. But just make sure when it opens, it's going to say, do you give Zoom permission to use your camera, your microphone? Click allow, and that way everything works for you. And your camera probably won't like come up on its own. You'll probably have to click the camera button to allow the camera. So if that makes you nervous, you can turn your camera off, you can turn your microphone off, and just be a silent watcher. There's lots of people who do that, who are like introverts, who are not comfortable being on camera or having their microphone on, or maybe they've got noisy dogs in the background. You're not the only one. It's okay. Laura says, I'm not able to catch all of them, but I just love hanging out with the other ladies and feel human, if that makes sense. Yes, it totally makes sense. Because when you hear what some of the other people are going through in the group, you realize like we all have our issues. We all have our problems. We all have like craft fairs that don't go as planned. We all have paint parties that are a flop sometimes. Like, it's really nice to be able to talk to other members of the group and feel like you're not the only one struggling. Hey, Beverly, I'm glad you found me. Brenda says the chat bar, again, weird stuff going on. Well, my live cut out a minute ago, so that's probably what happened. Hey, Carrie, she said, great to listen today. We've been out all week because of the snow. I live in Southern Alabama. That is just crazy to me how much snow y'all got. So anyway, something that I've been talking a lot about lately, but I'm not going to skip talking about today. And don't worry, I am still going to share what we're doing in February in the Clubhouse in just a moment. But if you have not heard, we are going on a cruise together in June. We leave out of Galveston, Texas, and we're stopping in Costa Maya and Cozumel, Mexico. So grab your passports, book your crafty cruise with us. It's $495 or $497, something like that, to grab your crafty cruise ticket. That covers the cost of crafting with us over 2 at-sea days on the ship. We have 6 different projects that we're going to do. So this is going to be very similar to SA Live, but much more intimate because there will be a lot less people. So SA Live is like 200 to 250 people. The cruise is not going to be more than 75 people. 75 is the sellout number. And so I think right now we're about halfway there. And so if we don't sell all the tickets, it's going to be super intimate. It's going to be so fun. We're going to be all on the ship together. We can dine together during the dining room times. If you want to go on an excursion with a group, you can go. I think my husband and I are going to look at doing one of the excursions that takes you to some ruins somewhere, like out of Cozumel, because we love like historic stuff like that. I would rather do that than just hang out at the beach, because I get to go to the beach when I'm stateside. I want to see things I've never seen before when I go out on excursions. weekends. And if you're not an excursion person, you can just kind of mingle around at the port, shop at some of the little shops, and then get back on the boat. It's up to you. But all the meals are included in something like this. And then when you're booking your ticket, something I forgot to mention a minute ago, you're going to grab your Crafty Cruise ticket from us. Again, that covers the crafting on the 2 at-sea days, but that is not booking your cruise. Once you book that, we're going to email you information for how to contact our travel agent, because we have a group room block. And so you can contact her to actually book your cruise. Now, the starting cost for that is about $800 per person, and that's based on a double occupancy. So if you're coming by yourself and rooming by yourself, you're going to pay a little bit more than that to have the whole room to yourself. If you want to room with somebody else and you don't have someone traveling with you, you can let our travel agent know. She has a list of people who need to be paired up with a roommate, and she'll help you make connections with them. And if you find the right fit, you guys can say, okay, we're going to room together. And you can do that through her. If you want to bring your husband or your sister or your daughter, we have lots of mother-daughter groups coming on this. You can both grab your, it depends. Like if you and your daughter are going to craft together, both of you grab the Crafty Cruise ticket, and then you book both of you together in a room with our travel agent. But if you're like Miss Pam Savage, who's coming with her husband's not going to craft with us. He's probably going to go hang out on the ship and do his own thing during the crafting sessions. So he doesn't buy the Crafty Cruise ticket. He just books the cruise through our travel agent, if that makes sense to you. So if the person coming with you wants to craft, grab 2 crafty tickets and then 2 cruise tickets. If they don't want to craft, then they just have to book the cruise. We do prefer that you use our travel agent for the booking, because number 1, you're going to get our group room rate. Number 2, it helps us out because we have secured all these rooms and put down a deposit for them. And so that room block has to be booked by February 20th. So listen up. If you've already bought your cruise ticket, your Crafty Cruise ticket, but you haven't booked with our travel agent yet, you need to go ahead and do that. We only have till February 20th before those rooms are released to the general public, and anybody can book them. And also it kind of allows us to all be in the same area of the ship together. So all of our rooms will kind of be in like the same hallway or same sort of area, instead of us being here, there, and everywhere. And so it's really, really good to book together. Crystal says, did you consider doing virtual for the cruise, or is that too much to deal with? Considering this is our very first cruise and we don't really know anything about like what the capabilities would be, we definitely did not offer virtual for this one. It's in person only. There's so many logistics to putting on an event, and doing it on a cruise ship is completely different. And so we didn't want to be stressed by having to figure that out. I don't have the link set up today. So if you comment link, it's actually not going to do anything. I do have the links, however, in the video description of this. Now, if you're interested in the PC Live cruise and you want that link sent to you, comment PC Live, all caps, PC Live, and it will send that to your Facebook Messenger. But anyways, June 23rd to the 28th, that's a Monday through Saturday, Monday, Friday, I don't know. But anyways, it's like 5 nights. And it's 2 port days and 2 at-sea days. And so we're going to have a blast. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to have some swag for everybody who comes. We'll have a little meet and greet session. We'll have dining sessions where we can all eat together in the evenings. And then we'll have our at-sea crafting days. So it's going to be a blast. I hope you decide to join us. But I think it would be a really great like girls trip too. So if you've been thinking about doing a girls trip or like a sisters trip or something this summer, tell them to come with you and come craft. Another event that we have later in the year, which is October 3rd and 4th in Destin, Florida. Hopefully it ain't snowing there. No, I'm just kidding. Is our SA Live event. This is the big event. So if you like the intimate event, come join us on the cruise. If you want to join us for the biggest event of the year, come join us in Destin, Florida. This is the same location we were at back in 2023, and you guys loved it so much that we decided to come back again this year. This will be a larger event with close to 250 people. We've already sold, I think 180-ish tickets. So the tickets are dwindling down in quantity. But the reason I'm mentioning this today is because our early bird deadline is January 31st. So if you want to save $100 off your ticket to pay in full, you're going to save $100 if you book by January 31st. Now, if you need to do the payment plan option, we have that as well. I think you save $50 off the payment plan. It's not quite as much. But definitely grab your ticket. Or if you know of somebody who's planning on coming with you who hasn't gotten it yet, notify them of this date so they don't miss out on the savings. Gina said, I've never been on a cruise. What kind of things do they offer for the husbands who don't participate in the crafting? Oh, there's shows, there's hot tubs, pools, there's activities all day throughout the ship. So like when my husband and I were on a cruise most recently, we could look through the agenda and pick activities we were interested in. And so there were activities going on all day throughout the ship. And so I think if they like to gamble, there's also like a casino on the ship. There's also just people watching. That's so interesting to me. Or you can just sit on one of the decks and read a book or whatever. But they have like game shows that they'll do. Me and Michael did like a Family Feud game show one time. That was really fun. There's comedians. There's singing, like if you like just listening to like country music, there's like a guy playing country music in one of the areas on the ship. If you like jazz music, there's that going on. There's a little something for everybody, if I'm being honest. There's even like a little miniature putt-putt golf range. Well, there was on the ship that we were on. I don't know that it would be on the next one. But for those of you who are in the comments, if your husband goes on cruises, what does he like to do while he's on the cruise? My husband, he loves to get his little Sudoku book or a book that he's reading and go sit on a deck somewhere and just enjoy the quiet and sit and read or do his Sudoku book. He also enjoys going to the Windjammer Cafe and the cafeteria and getting food. That's like his favorite place to be. I'm like, no, I enjoy the fine dining where the waiter brings the food to me. I don't have to go through the cafeteria area. He's like, of course you would. I'm like, well, I cook and feed everybody all the time. I want to be served when I'm on a cruise ship. Deanna says mixology classes and whiskey tasting. I did not know they even did those. Sarah says the Utopia has a golf course. We're going in March. Wow. I haven't been on the Utopia, but that's the one I'm going on this next week. So I'll have to tell my husband about that. The one we are going to be on for our crafting cruise is the Mariner of the Seas. Mariner of the Seas. So if you want to Google information about that boat, there are like ship tours and things like that on YouTube you can watch, and it'll show you all about it. Amy says, this is my husband and I's first cruise. We're so excited. Yay. Just be sure you've already booked your cruise through our travel agent if you haven't done that yet, because our room block ends February 20th. Any other questions about Destin and SA Live? This is a 2-day event. It's a Friday and a Saturday. And so you'll want to come in on Thursday, the day before. We will have a VIP sort of event that we will sell tickets to inside the SA Live Facebook group when it gets much closer. I'm thinking about planning something along the lines of like a dolphin cruise or a sunset cruise or something like that with dinner. And so I'm doing the research for that right now and like looking into companies and locations and things. And so that would be happening on the Thursday night before October 2nd. Our room block for this is at the Island Resort across the street from the Destin Convention Center. It's the place we stayed last year. So we do have a group room block there. So if you want to book that room, they do not require a deposit. We did have an issue with that this past week where somebody who works there didn't know they didn't require a deposit, and they did charge one of our customers a deposit, but we've now since straightened that out with them. They do not require a deposit to go ahead and hold your room. So if you want to call the Island Resort and tell them you're with Southern Adornments Live, say it like that. Don't say SA Live. Say Southern Adornments Live, because I think that's how they have it documented. They can get you our room block and get you set up with, they have like beachfront rooms, they have regular rooms, and they have like poolside rooms. They have different categories of rooms. Yes, Mary, they weren't supposed to take a deposit. I looked in my contract and it said no deposit required. And I said, somebody messed up. Okay, Sarah said the Mariner is a bit of a smaller boat. It does not have kids activities, but I think it has putt-putt. Good to know. Janet loves the idea of a dolphin cruise. I do too. I went on one of the best dolphin cruises down in Destin one year. And I mean, the dolphins were literally jumping like 10 feet away from me. It was so crazy. And they were chasing our boat. So I think that will be really fun. So grab your ticket if you haven't yet. So what's coming up in the Painters Clubhouse in February? These are the projects that we're going to be doing. First up is the disco bunny egg. Again, with the disco stuff. If you're sick of it, I'm so sorry, but it is so cute and it is trending right now. So we are coming out with different disco designs for every season. And we've already done one for like Christmas. We did one for Valentine's, and now we're doing one for Easter. And so this one says, hop on in. It's in the shape of an egg and has little bunny ears coming right out the top. And then our guest artist this month is going to be Lisa Askey. If you're not following her, you can check her out at Heart's Desire. I found her on TikTok. She has quite the TikTok page. She's on there all the time posting videos. So I designed this cute little spring flowers in a milk can. And she's got a really cool tutorial she's going to teach us for how she creates a like galvanized steel sort of look, and she does it with bubble wrap. So definitely grab like a little piece of bubble wrap. Doesn't have to be a big one for this project. She's going to be teaching us how to paint this one. And then our hand lettering, and then our technique spotlight of the month is a hand lettering tutorial. I kind of break down the difference between should you outline your letters on a template or should you trace down the center of the letter and then add your own thickness to the letter. So I walked you through that in this technique spotlight. So hopefully it's helpful to you guys. Okay, drop me a comment. Let me know which one is your favorite from these two. Dolphin cruise would be awesome. Wanda says, oh, I love those. I can't wait. Mary says, oh, I need that hand lettering tutorial. I hope it's going to be helpful for some of you guys. Angela says, I love those. Yay. I'm so glad you like them. I can't decide which one's my favorite. I'm going to be going live inside the Clubhouse after this, and I'll show you what's going to be in the companion pack. I'm not sure if the link to it's ready yet, but I'm going to check about that before I go live in the Clubhouse. That is the last slide that I have, but before I go, I wanted to show you guys the new designs we released in the shop today. There are 5 new ones, and they are all sort of like sarcastic. So the first one says, of course your opinion matters, just not to me. So if you're kind of the snarky kind of person, I think this would be really funny to hang on your office door. Oh, Michael just popped in here. What is it, dear?
I just wanted to say
well, come say hi to everybody. He loves being on camera.
hi, everybody.
What are we doing in the shop today?
Working on the electrical for the new heat shrink machine and hopefully finalizing that box for the event palette.
So if you didn't see my stories from yesterday or the reels that I posted, I gave you guys kind of a wood shop update. I showed the new heat shrink machine that we got. We're selling our old one for anybody interested. I showed the panel saw. I showed all the new shelving we've put up in the loft area. And I kind of did a walk around the shipping room talking about what we're planning to do in there. And then I think it was just in stories that I showed the box
What all
you're
are we
working
planning on doing in the shipping area?
I have no idea. That's why I was like, they
That's
might
what I
do
thought.
this and they might do that. I don't know. It's still very much all up in the
I was
air.
about to say, because we have a rough idea, but
So if I have a plan, I should share it with you.
well, we have a rough idea, but I didn't know if we had. I didn't think we had told you.
No,
So.
but I would be interested to know.
No, I figured we just surprise you.
Well, I mean, the stuff upstairs feels like a surprise because I'm up here 90% of the time, and then I pop back there and I'm like, wow, look what all they got done. So Wanda says she loves your shirt.
Oh yes.
Tammy says he's a man of all trades.
I love the classics. Yeah, but definitely the master of none.
Oh, Janet says, when do you go to San Antonio to get the laser? She actually, I think, has she lives in San Antonio or somewhere around that, and she has a SA laser.
She's the one that told me. I think she's the one that told me about it.
Did you meet him, Janet, in Atlanta at the?
No. I think she's the one that told me about it at SA Live.
Oh, at SA Live. There was another lady you ran into at the woodworking festival.
Yeah, but I think she's the one that told me at SA Live about, because up until SA Live, I had never heard of SA Laser.
Oh, so like I said, she ought to got a commission off that.
Yeah, but 3rd week in March is when we'll go, and we're going to go ahead. We opted to leave our laser there, and we're going to take some sample stuff of everything that we're going to cut and would like to play around with and whatnot. And so when we go through the 5-day training up there, then we'll go ahead and do some of that 5-day training on our
They are so
machine.
Excited about that training.
Yeah.
Because they've been just like, I was like, hey, we're starting a laser business. Go figure this out. So they literally self-taught themselves how to use the laser, how to use the Lightburn software, how to like set all the settings. And so they're excited to like go take an official course because they've probably been doing certain things the hard way that they don't even know about. I'm really hoping the one thing you guys learn from this is how to nest everything with like one click. Because when you're cutting so many different shapes of all different sizes, to be able to like maximize the amount of wood you're using and not have waste, you need to be able to nest them in the design. And so right now we're manually doing that. And there is nesting software out there, but we haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, there's probably, I don't know, 15 to 20 different nesting programs out there, but it's all so overwhelming and it's all over the place on and some of it's free, some of it is expensive.
Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping they can just show you the best way to do that, because I don't think they have it built into Lightburn, do they? It's like a separate program that brings it into Lightburn.
No, they do have a nesting feature, but it is very slow, and by the time it nests, you could pretty much have
done it yourself.
3/4 of it done yourself.
Yeah. So right now they're manually doing that. Tammy says you need to do a Lightburn lesson. That's what they're wanting to do.
Well, no, I say she said I need to teach one.
Oh, maybe so. I didn't.
I would absolutely love it if they had a Lightburn course. I mean, I've checked all around. Like, I would pay to go to, and they do have 2 online courses, and they're like 2 different ends of the spectrum. Like, one is, I think, like $300, and one's like $15.
Yeah.
But
Corey says hi. Hope you're having a great day. He says.
I am. I'm glad he got to see me.
Which laser are you getting from SA Laser? Does it have a name or a model number?
It does. And
you don't remember?
I don't.
You can tell
the razor, not the dual head though. It's a single head, but it's a Razor 3, I believe.
He said I'll get to help name it.
Who?
You did. You said for me to help you come up with a name for the laser.
I said that she couldn't name it until it was actually here at the shop.
Tammy said if you find a Lightburn course, let her know.
I will. Absolutely.
All right. I'll let you go to work.
All right, love you. Holler if you need anything.
Where were we? Oh, we were talking about the new designs that we released in the shop today. And they're all very sarcastic, snarky designs. So let me know which one of these is your favorite. The first one says, of course, your opinion matters, just not to me. The second one says, I could be wrong, but it's pretty unlikely. The third one says, welcome. Hope you like dogs. The fourth one says, another fine day ruined by responsibility. And then the last one is the shape of a recliner, and it says it must be exhausting sitting all day. So let me know which one of these is your favorite. These are 15% off between.
Another fine day ruined by responsibility.
Oh, he likes the ruined by responsibility one. These are all 15% off through now and Sunday. That's templates and wood blanks. And of course, if you're a Painters Clubhouse member, you can save an additional 20%. Mary likes number 1. Amy loves that stained glass look. I do too. Those designs are so pretty. Janet will be sure and do a demo on the razor whenever we get it here and all hooked up, but that'll be probably like April. Wanda says that last one would be good for my husband. Brandy says another fine day is my choice. That was Michael's favorite as well. How often does someone get to kiss the boss? And is it okay? Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's probably okay when it's husband and wife, huh? Linda says, love them all. Snarky sells in my area. Well, I'm glad to hear it. So hopefully these are good sellers for you. All right, I'm going to wrap this up and see about grabbing the link to the companion pack and going live in the Clubhouse. I'll see you all soon. I'm going to be leaving for my cruise on Sunday, so I won't be back live with you guys until week after next when it's February. So there'll be that many less days till spring by then. So I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.